right. Gonna give it just a second for this to start up. All right. Another week of the Lost Loot podcast here. Today I am by myself again, and that's no problem. We're gonna get through this. There is a TWAB to talk about with some weapons and materials changes, and like I usually try to do, I'm going to let you guys know the best way to spend your time in Destiny this week. It's going to be pretty easy to do this week. And so, all right, here we go. The first thing to know is that let's go through the Bungie Weekly. Oh, no. Let's do let's do the best way to spend your time this week. I think will be the best way to do this. Okay. So as some of you might know, this week the Lightblade is the featured Nightfall, and you can earn Mindbender's Ambition. And with it being Grandmasters out, now you can get the Adept Mindbenders. Now, in the ancient days, not super ancient actually, a couple years ago, in the Forsaken era, Mindbender's Ambition was the best shotgun. It was insane. You could get quick draw, snapshot, quick draw, slide shot. It was insane. And it is an excellent sounding gun. It's a very cool model as well. But when they brought it back to us this season, it's literally 4 legendary shards. And I'm not really one to say that too lightly. I do enjoy exaggeration, but Mindbender's Ambition Adept is literally just legendary shards, because I'm gonna explain it a little bit here, but this compared to Found Verdict, even just not even a time lost Found Verdict, the Found Verdict is just going to be better. And it's mostly because Threat Detector is basically the only good perk on Mindbenders. Sure, you've got Snapshot over here, but man, it would have even been slightly cool. It would have been maybe, it still wouldn't be competitive, honestly. But if Snapshot was in the other column or something, so you could have Threat and Snap, I guess. Not that you would necessarily even need that. But Fragile Focus, giving 20 range if you haven't taken damage, it's a mostly for primaries, in my opinion. I really don't think it's gonna get that much use on shotguns, because most of the time, if you're killing somebody with a shotgun, you've taken some kind of damage, and so you're not gonna get that 20 range. And sadly, even with that 20 range, it just really is still not good enough. Now on here, I'm showing this with an Adept handling mod. That's because that's how trash this handling is. If we put Adept range on, yeah, you get up to 64, and then with Fragile Focus, you can get up to 84, which is where you want aggressive frames to be at. But Mindbenders, it's with Fragile Focus, where Found Verdict has opening shot on it, and you can get surplus or slide shot. And that's the sad thing tier 2 on Mindbenders, is it has slideways, which doesn't give you any range. Sure, it gives you handling, but if you're sliding, that means you already have the weapon out, and you don't really need much more handling. I guess you could use the handling to ADS, but Threat Detector is just going to do it better. And so it's really just not good. I feel like they're trying to make this a PvE shotgun in here, I guess, with the incandescent and 1-2 punch on here, I guess. 1-2 punch is fine as well for the Crucible, I suppose. But here's the thing. Look at this gun. Look at these stats, okay? And then look at this gun. And look at these stats. And there is a damage fall off calculator here on D2 Gunsmith with the Without Remorse showing up at 5.92 meters. And this Adept Mindbender's Ambition is 5.7. So literally 0.2 less meters. And it's an Adept weapon with Adept range. And its handling is at 39. Mindbender's Ambition, 64 range, 39 handling, without remorse, 70 range, 69 handling. Obviously, you can swap, some different barrels or a different masterwork, I guess, if you prefer things differently. But I feel like this would mostly be what most people would go for. And without remorse is a lightweight, and it's giving you plus 20 mobility passively while you have it out. Man, okay. I think that's enough on how bad Mindbender's ambition is, in my opinion. And this is the thing too, even if you wanted this for PvE, without remorse is still just going to do it better. You can get steady hands on the left and incandescent on the right. You could get filled prep, or you can do stats for all. I actually shot one that had stats for all and incandescent, and it was actually really fun. The stats for all boost was really, really fun, and it was going off of the explosions from incandescent, like just getting me the 3 different enemies. It was really cool. So, man, really just sadness for Mindbenders here. Like, honestly, okay, I'm not even going to say anymore. I said I wasn't, and now I really am not. That's it. The best way to spend your time in Destiny this week is to not play Nightfalls. It's the hardest Nightfall, and there isn't even a Nightfall weapon, basically. So, if you haven't beat Lightblade yet on GMs and you're looking for a good time to do it, wait until Horror's Least Week, or just literally any other week, honestly. Maybe not on a duty-bound week, unless you love that. But anyways, this week we do have boosted Crucible ranks. So, in the labs we have the zone control, which is not control with zones, but it's zone control. So you actually get points by holding zones and not by kills, with a multiplier based on how many zones you have, which is how control works. It's a really fun mode. I haven't played it this week, so and I don't know how matchmaking is going in there. But Crucible, bonus ranks. If you need to get some resets for your ornament this season, go for it. Now, in the TWAB, they show us the Festival of the Lost ornaments, the mech theme ones. Super excited about these. They mention a few other things like they usually do that happen throughout this week. They have the National Coming Out Day. There's a free transmat effect that you can get as well for this. There's a code. I don't know if they have it posted here, but they have it posted on their socials. Yeah. And here's the thing. They've got a destination materials update. Long story short, they basically say, for new players, there's a lot of things for them to learn about Destiny coming in, and they just want to simplify it a bit. So they're literally getting rid of all of the destination materials, and you're gonna just convert them this season if you can, because you'll still be able to convert them at Master Raoul in future seasons, but they will be for significantly less value. So convert things into Ascendant shards, convert things into Glimmer, Legendary shards this season if you can. Yeah, get rid of these, because what's going to happen is those destination material nodes, the spin metal, the helium filaments, those things, they're still going to be on those planets and those destinations. But when you grab them now instead, you'll be getting, you'll be getting about 10,000 to 12,500 Glimmer. Oh wait, no, that's the public events. Where is it? Oh, actually, they didn't say exactly yet. They mentioned that if you notice, let's see. Where is it? Give me 1 second. Yes. As many players may have noticed, with the release of Witch Queen, the deposits of fundamental osmium found around Savathun's throne world did not grant a currency, but instead delivered Glimmer, XP, and reputation directly to the player. Though we will not be creating new reputation systems for our previous destinations, we will be working to improve these experiences. So they don't actually tell us exactly, but I suspect, yes, we'll be getting Glimmer XP at the very least. The other thing that they said is, well, now that you can't convert destination materials into Glimmer, you might be wondering, well, how am I going to get Glimmer? And they said that they are, I'm pretty sure it's more than doubling. But with heroic public events and normal public events, for heroic, players can expect to earn between 10,000 and 12,500, and for normal, players can expect to earn between 3,300 and 4,645. Such a specific amount of Glimmer there. And these are without Glimmer boosting mods in your ghosts or anything. So that'll be how you, if you need some Glimmer suddenly, just hop into some public events. Or when you're on destinations and you're heading somewhere, or you're in a strike, maybe do the public event, I guess. Unless you're in Grandmasters, because then that would suck, because you would be under-leveled for the public event. That'd be pretty funny, though. So that's really one of the main things in here they mention. Let's go into, let's see. I feel like there was something else. Oh yeah, there's some other stuff. Here we go. Yes. The mid-season weapons tuning. Now in here, they didn't mention it, but they did mention it on Twitter. Mercules, let's go check it out. Because I want you guys to make sure you see. All right, right here on Twitter, Mercules confirms that yes, we will be reducing aim assist on special ammo linear fusion rifles in Season 19. Hopefully, they can reduce the aim assist at the beginning of Season 19, and then based on the flinching changes that they have for snipers that are coming, that they're able to implement that for linear fusion, special linear fusions at least, during that season as well, on top of this, depending on what's needed. Speaking of, I do plan on shooting Lawrence Driver tonight a little bit, so sorry gamers, I gotta get my broken weapon usage in before it gets nerfed, because I always regret it after they get nerfed that I didn't go and take advantage of when those weapons were insane. So I'm gonna do it. All right. In here, they mostly mention for weapon changes that they want to make weapons ease of use better, and they describe what ease of use means, which basically doesn't mean like increasing how fast they kill, but how easy it is to reach their fastest time to kill, which usually means requiring less precision. And so they mentioned auto rifles get used about 25% in PvP. They also mentioned that some of these other high impact and precision frame ones they're already capable of outranging hand cannons, but they don't want them to outrange pulse rifles. And so precision frame auto rifles are going to be getting, well, let me read. I want to make sure I get this information really clearly. Precision frame auto rifles specifically have languished since the Uriel's Gift meta in early Destiny 2. It's true. They were very highly stable. And they did not benefit very much from the change that they mention up here, which is they're going to be increasing the stability on these auto rifles. Yes, a substantial buff to stability for auto rifles. But precision frames, they didn't benefit much from that change. And so they're going to slightly bring up their critical hit multiplier, which combined with the body shot buff from this, or I don't know if it's last season or our current season, basically, it'll put them in a stronger position without directly lowering the optimal time to kill. So increasing the effects of the stability stat on recoil reduction by about 20% at the high end for just in general on auto rifles. And then precision frames, their crit is going to be going up by a 5/100ths. Or that's I shouldn't say that. Precision frames crit damage multiplier will go from 1.5x to 1.55x. Basically 30 to 31. All right. Here's one that hurts a little bit for me, but I understand because it's very insane. Is they're changing the handling of bows. They said that they wanted to reduce the effectiveness of max speed bow swapping as a strategy. Basically, using your bow and quick drawing to a hand cannon or a sidearm to insta-kill people, basically. I have a quick draw Igneous for this very purpose. And they want it to be closer to normal primary weapons time to kill, giving other players the opportunity to fight against this. Increased bow stow duration. It varies based on subfamily and the handling stat. Before 0 to 100 handling worked with lightweights from 0.4 seconds to 0.2 seconds. And after, it's going to go from 0.45 to 0.3 seconds. Still very, very fast. I think it's still going to be very, very strong. But they mentioned in here that this is not going to be a massive change. So we'll see how it feels. I'm sure with a lot of my builds, how I've got it all modded out and everything set up, I'm sure it's probably going to feel still really, really good. And it'll actually probably prevent me from doing the mess ups that I do sometimes where I switch so fast that I actually didn't shoot my bow. I don't know how to really explain that other than that, but it happens a lot with me when I'm trying to go too fast with it. The other thing they're going to be doing is with pulse rifles, they're going to be rebalancing the effect of the handling stat. And they're increasing the effects of handling by 5% at the high end, mostly affects lightweight and adaptive frame pulses. And they are going to reduce the effects of handling by 2% at the low end, which mostly affects high impact and rapid fire frames. So from what I understand here is that high impact frames and rapid fire frames, they're going to be not handling quite as easily, and lightweights and adaptives will handle slightly better. That's what it sounds like. Oh, also, they're reducing the range fall off stat based on the range stat. So from basically 1 meter. And rapid fire frames rifles, basically only the peace of mind, its base zoom is going to be reduced from 19 to 18 because it's a little too crazy. The zoom pushes its range out further than other rapid fires, and it's a little too crazy. One thing that is crazy here as well, I think, is that adaptive frame pulse rifles, they're increasing the precision multiplier from 1.6x to 1.65. And so the crit goes from 30.4 to 40 or 30. The crit damage goes from 30.4 to 31.4. And they say this allows the weapon to kill guardians below tier 4 resilience with 6 crits, basically 2 full bursts of complete accuracy. Now, there's a decent amount of guardians in the Crucible that run just 30 resilience, especially if they want max mobility and max recovery. It happens. I'm usually almost always trying to have 6 resilience or more, but I do run a build that has 30, so I could get 2 tapped from an adaptive pulse with no buffs. That's actually crazy. They're also reducing their buff on high impact scout rifles, from last season. So they're reducing the body shot from 42 to 40, and they're reducing the crit from 73.5 to 70. A little bit unfortunate because you're not going to be able to 2 headshot 1 body anybody for any reason. whereas before you were able to 2 headshot, 1 body, really low resiliences. Oh yeah, sidearms. That's right. Sidearms have long had substantially less auto aim compared to damage range. A decision made many moons ago. With the removal of the auto aim fall off bonus from rangefinder, what they said is that basically sidearms with rangefinder should feel the same as they did before in game, but sidearms without rangefinder will feel notably better. They are increasing the auto aim fall off distance by 30% across the board. I'm excited to see how this feels. They said it should feel particularly good on M&K, which is where I'm at. So I'm excited for that. SMGs, they have a little bit of some changes here on SMGs too. That's right. They're reducing the base damage on lightweights from 11 to 10.85 and the crit from 18.2 to 17.9. I haven't done the math here yet, but I'm sure that it's going to maybe require 1 more precision than usual for a significant amount of resiliences. We'll see. They're reducing the zoom of Shayra's Wrath and Friction Fire from 16 to 15 to make it more in line with the rest. And they are making precision frame SMGs also increasing the base damage from 16 to 17. And the crit goes from 22.4 to 23.8. Interesting there as well. So the lightweights go down just a hair, the precisions go up just a hair, but the crazy precisions lose 1 in their zoom. Yeah, that's the main thing there. Oh yeah. So fusion rifles, particularly, you know, in a really only precision frame. Now I am really botching reading right now. Precision frame fusion rifles. They've been crazy ever since Xur sold the insane main ingredient. Precision frame fusion rifles, their strength was just realized suddenly. And so now they are reducing the effect of the intrinsic precision frame perk on recoil direction by 50% for fusion rifles only. So I don't know how crazy that's going to be. But you know, if there are other players that are anything like me, they read this and then when the patch goes out, they just don't touch the fusion rifle. They just assume it sucks and then they don't touch it for a long time. I really feel like a lot of people do that because I definitely do that. Like when they said that they increased how much flinch Lawrence Driver was going to be receiving, after that, I just didn't use Lawrence Driver, and I still haven't. Even though, you know, it's still insane. Yeah, so I'm gonna go use it tonight. All right, here's a good change, even though I'm a little bit sad about it because I am a glaive user. They are reducing the glaive shield damage resistance versus players from 75 to 50, which should be just fine. 25% is a lot to lose, but they had a lot of damage resistance. And so it'll be interesting to see how this is. This is basically what Risk Runner was at. So we'll see. Whew. Oh yeah. With sniper rifles, they've increased the settle time after receiving flinch by 60%. So basically what they described is when you get flinched, you know, your aimer goes off and then a automatic mechanic in the game like brings it back down, but they're reducing that settle time by 60%. Or not reducing, they're increasing the settle time by 60%. So after you get flinched, I'm curious to see how that feels. Hopefully it's as strong as it sounds. They are also reducing the flinch in PvE because they don't want to affect PvE here. They say that a similar change to linear fusion rifles will also be made in Season 19. Trace rifles. In here, they basically mentioned that there's not much they can do to make them have a higher TTK or a faster TTK because they would basically feel like super insane like SMGs with Rampage already active that have insane range. But they said that they don't want it to feel like, what is it? They said something so funny in here. Yeah, they don't want it to feel like a recoiling Ghostbusters proton pack. They want it to feel more like laser beams. And so they're increasing the effect the stability stat has on recoil reduction at the low end and at the high end by a max of 25%. So I think that should be good. I haven't used trace rifles in PvP in a very long time. And with rocket launchers, they're increasing the blast radius by almost half a meter across the board. So pretty cool there. Gutshot Straight is getting the audio activation removed. Rangefinder is removing the additional 20% bonus on aim assist fall off, which just made it so insane. Jade Rabbit is getting its aim assist reduced by 20. Lord of Wolves is getting its reduced aim down sight accuracy penalty from 10x to 3x. So basically it's going to not have as much of a bonus when ADSing as it currently does. Removing the 20, this is of course, this is not of course, this is while Release the Wolves is active, by the way. They're removing the 25% universal base damage buff. They're adding a 40% additional PvE damage buff. And they removed the 50% crit hit multiplier penalty. What? That sounds weird. And they've added full auto to it, so you can accidentally waste a little bit more ammo than you intended, I think. We'll see how that actually works. If the full auto forces a full 5-round burst out of it, or if it's just becomes like a full auto. Like it's a special ammo auto rifle, basically. We'll see how that works out. Whew, all right, no time to explain. They explain all these stats in here about how it's used so much, not as much on controller, but it does account for 29.9% of all pulse rifle usage in PvP. So they are reducing the recoil direction stat from 90 to 73, and they're reducing the aim assist from 45 to 40. I think that was basically about all they could do. And the gun will probably still be really good. We'll see. For Risk Runner, they're finally doing it. This is only for PvP. They are reducing the damage resistance from Arc Conductor from 50 to 15. Honestly, Risk Runner was just going to be annoying for the rest of the time in PvP, but at least they're still giving it something here, 15%. That's still going to be nice. I think that's what Omni Oculus is at right now. So, in PvP, that is. Whoo! Future items. In addition to the items mentioned in last week's TWABs, we wanted to make a note of a few more things we are looking at tuning at sometime next season, not necessarily at launch, though. Special ammo linear fusion rifles, Lawrence Driver and Arbalist, basically. Auto aim reduction on these things, and flinch tuning on these linear fusion rifles. Machine gun balancing. They want them to be better in PvP. They want to reduce the difference between them and other heavy weapons in PvE. That sounds interesting. And they want to make them less punishing to use for ad clearing. I don't know how they're going to do both of those. That'll be interesting. And this is really exciting. They're removing the damage penalty to Dead Man's Tell when it's at 5 stacks of Cranial Spike. That is so good, because if you accidentally ramped up your Dead Man's Tell and then its damage went down, then you stopped 3-tapping people. It was unfortunate. So I think that's mostly what we want to talk about in here today. They've got some known issues. Hopefully, Gerfalcon's Haubrick comes back on Tuesday. I think it does. Hopefully, they get the duality fixes out. They've got all the art here. If you guys want to check out any of these, you know where to find it. Whew! And you know what? Let me take a quick glance at my notes. But I think that this will be really all we're talking about tonight. I've got some builds that I could show, but I'm not sure exactly how I want to present these in podcast format, you know? So let's do this though. Okay, I am gonna go through this with you guys really quick tonight. I'm looking to build. Okay, I gotta figure out how to say the name of this. Okay. Athras's, yes, Athras's Embrace. I'm looking to build a throwing knife build, a weighted knife build. Okay. And I'm not sure of exactly the best way to do it. So we're gonna go in game, and I want to check out some fragments. And I want to see defeating scorch targets. Okay. Does this scorch? Weighted throwing knife. It does scorch targets. Okay. Defeating scorch targets. I mean, if you defeat them with your thing, you're going to be getting melee energy. But say you hit him in the body, Ember of Searing could still give you a bonus melee energy. That might be worth. It might be worth having Athras's be stasis. I mean, in case with a melee kickstart. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Because you're trying to count. You're kind of counting on headshots, and it does really do some work, Athras's, in giving you the aim assist. Let's see. We do want to be made radiant. Powerful melee attacks make us radiant. I think we still want that. I'm not sure if we're gonna want Solace. I am gonna do 5 fragments with this. I'm not sure how much we care about singeing. I don't think we do. No, we don't care about singeing. I was thinking of doing char so that I can get more discipline, honestly. And other than that, I think I was going to do the ones that give strength. Your solar ignitions have an increased area of effect. I don't know if we're going to be doing that one. Final blows with your super. Yes. Cause targets to ignite. I think I definitely want to do that one. Yeah, and then I guess we will do eruption. That's fine. We can do eruption as well. Actually, even if we don't do eruption, let's look at it. Eruption real quick. Increase area of effect. Searing. Combustion. Char. Searing, combustion, char. What if we do that? Okay, we're gonna go to, whoa! We're gonna go to D2 armor picker. We're gonna go down to the bottom. We're gonna choose searing, combustion, and char. All right. We're going to choose Powerful Friends, and we're going to choose Radiant Light as well, because we want these stats. This is going to be a PvP build. We've got Athras's Embrace selected. First things first, we want 100 strength. We ideally also want 100 discipline. Wow, insane. And maybe we want 100 recovery. Can we get 60 resilience still? Oh my gosh, I can get so much resilience. Let's just hit 60 resilience and see where that leaves us. Ooh, let's see. We want 60 mobility too, I think, as well. Ooh, that leaves it a little low on the intellect side of things here. What if we put one lower here and we kept the intellect here? Would we still be able to get 44? We would be able to get 44. Okay, this is actually pretty nuts. I think this is crazy. Oh, it's not choosing Athras' Embrace right now because I accidentally deselected it. Okay, we can get Athras' Embrace. But we're going to be stuck with still 20 on the intellect. I think we'll sacrifice a recovery so we can get intellect to 30 because the difference there is pretty dang massive. For a golden gun, it's 1 minute and 20 seconds. So 80 seconds. And even on Blade Barrage, it's a full minute just going up there. So I think that'll be worth it. We've got all of these are going to be 43 stat builds. Ooh, I like ones that use the least mods. I like having options with those mods. Oh, geez. Oh, what are these things it's going to want me to masterwork? Oh, geez. Oh, nice. Okay. Look. We've got... Okay. That's not bad, I don't think. This one's also only using a partial. Oh, but it's using a full power recovery. That's probably okay with me. I really kind of want to use this one up at the top, but I don't want to masterwork 2 more items just because. And this one's stats aren't actually that insane. What, 33 on the bottom, 33 up top. It's 36, actually. Let's look at the Tusked Allegiance. Which one is it? Is it not one of these? I thought it was one of these. Oh, excuse me? Where is it at? Oh. I was looking for a different one. I was looking for this Tusked Allegiance vest. So it is one of these insane ones. It's this one, which is 68 stats. It's actually a beefy chonker that I'm definitely planning on masterworking someday, for sure. And then the other one it's saying is this is actually 66 stats. This is actually pretty dang good too. It really actually is. And I do actually have the materials. And I've said actually so many times that I think this is actually going to happen right now. Now, I don't think I can get rid of these Eidolon Pursuant boots, so what can I even use down there? I can't use anything for PvP. Maybe I need to use something different anyways. Can I use something other than Eidolon? What are these? 20, that's 32 down there. We still masterwork that. This is much better. This is much better. This will work. And how many stats is this? 34 up top? 32 on the bottom? This is actually great. All right. So these are the ones we're going to be using. It shows how many materials it's going to cost me. I understand. We're just going to hit equip here. I like my abilities, you know. All right. Then we got to turn gunpowder or gamble off. Do on your mark. We're going to be using searing, char, and combustion, right? Yeah. We're going to be using double jump, and we're going to be using gambler's dodge, weighted throwing knife, trip mine. And you know, I might not even end up using trip mine. We'll see. I might end up using healing grenade with this. We'll see. Oh man, I'm gonna look a little goofy, but it's okay. We are gonna make our chest piece arc because this is PvP, and I very often like to have my chest piece arc so that I can put radiant light in it. I like my boots to be arc as well for PvP, so I can fit powerful friends in there nice and easily. What other mods are we gonna need to use here? We're using 1 recovery, a half intellect, and then the rest are strength. So we'll put our recovery 1 down in here. I think on our clothes, what do we want to do, huh? Well, let's masterwork this up here as well. This chonky, max statted, well-distributed tusked allegiance mask. Whew. And yeah, I said everything else was gonna be strength. And I don't know if I'm gonna be using a hand cannon, but we're gonna assume I'm using a hand cannon. And we'll just put the sniper targeting in there too, just for fun. Now in here, I can put the minor intellect, and I can put shock and dexterity in here, I'm pretty sure. And I can put hand cannon dexterity in here, which would actually be pretty fun. Causing damage with my melee attack reduces my grenade cooldown with impact induction too, which is pretty fun. So maybe we'll do that. And then I believe everything else is to be, we got to decide what we're doing with the class item. Are we doing bomber? I think I'm gonna just choose my arc one, and we will put, because I don't know, for shotgun reasons, we'll put quick charge in here, and we'll let this have outreach, you know, just in case, you know, because we're looking to use our melee, right? So that's what we've got, and we just need our radiant light here. And there's our build. Oh, very nice, very nice, very nice. I look completely hideous, but let's just change that. What are we gonna do here to change this? Do I have some ornaments for this? No ornaments even exist. All right, we gotta figure out a look based on these. This chest is actually sick too. I know that there's one of these red shaders, red and black shaders that just make this like all black. Is it? Must be that one. How do we like black armory on this? Is this the style we want? I think I actually just want a full-on black armory chest piece on now. Do I have any of that unlocked? I have not unlocked the black armory chest pieces. Ooh, I think I like that one more. For sure, too. We're doing it. We're not thinking about it. These pants have got to change, of course. Do I want to put like ninja pants on? Like these? And what shader's actually gonna look good on them? Oh, probably, oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna be a ninja, I think, is gonna be kind of the plan. And it's gonna be a little lame using a lot of the same shader, but it's okay. And we do like this. Oh yes, I like a lot of this right now. But is the black armory shader gonna do anything to this that makes it neater? a little bit. I'm not sure how much I like the orange eyes since like it's, you know, the rest of us doesn't really look that way. Oh, so that's spooky for sure. I think I'm about this though. And do I do the no cloak? No, we need the little cloak on this one. But we want it to look good though. We need a dark. Whoa, that's like all bright inside. We need a dark cloak, and I know that this. Oh, there it is. There we go. That's a good black cloak. Perfect. Just curious. Let's see what this looks like with the other Midnight Smith. No, we don't like Midnight Smith. Ooh, actually, you know what? I think I even like the... No. We like the Black Harmony on it. Yep. Yep. That's the play right here. And boom. Just like that. Got this. Whew. Okay. Well, this is going to be the Athers's Embrace that build that I'm going to try. We'll put some different weapons on. You know, I've got shotgun dexterity on here. I'll switch things around if I feel like I got to do something different. Yeah. That's it for this this edition of the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope there's some useful information for you in here. And I'll catch you on the next one.